What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to explain to you how to get more coins or save the most amount of coins as possible, increase your performance, get more wins, but most importantly, have the most fun when the game comes out using the single rotational squad. Now, I'm not going to say I pioneered this method because I'm pretty sure that there's someone else who thought of that, but this is the idea that you play with your best possible squad. You don't use a fitness team, you don't buy fitness cards, you just use key players to rotate into weakened positions in your team in order to maintain, you can, in some respect, you can say integrity and consistency of your main team. Now, I'll explain that all very soon. I'm going to use FIFA 19. This is the exact same team. This is the video that I uploaded in October, the first week of October. So this is the team that I had in the second week of FIFA. I had a standard edition, very easy to obtain this team. So this is a real world example that I'm going to use. The truth is, a lot of my demographic is between 25 to 35. That's the average demographic. Most of you guys are either at school, you're working. You're not like, unlike the YouTubers, you don't have 10 hours to trade every single day. You don't have time to play 15 games every day. I completely understand that. So that's why this method is going to be the best for you. Now, the idea is you want the best possible results with your team. I don't care what anyone says. You can argue in some respect that the best way to get the best possible results when the game comes out is to have the best team. Because not everyone knows about the game too well. The team what's what makes a difference. Now, if you have the best possible team, you're going to have high finishes in weekend league, high finishes in rivals, and that's going to get you more coins in the long run because you're going to get better rewards, etc., etc. So this is why you want to use a single rotational squad. Now, there's three things achieved with this method. Okay, there's three things that's achieved. The first thing is consistency. Let's say you have Son in left wing every single game. If you suddenly, let's say for example, you have a second squad or fitness squad. Let's say for example, I don't know, I'm thinking of some around, let's say Martial, right? Let's say you have Martial now, he now replaces Son. Problem is, Martial doesn't have a 5-star weak foot. See, immediately you're automatically changing some on your team. See, Martial doesn't have high work rate, he doesn't have a 5-star weak foot. He's a complete different player from Heung-min Son. So in a sense, you have to change the way you play. That means you can no longer shoot on Son's left foot because that's the Martial now. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So that's the first thing. You want to keep consistency and play with the best players at all times. Secondly is you're going to accrue more coins. Now, this is not just in terms of rivals. We know that's the obvious. You get more wins, you get more points in rivals, you get better rewards. Same with champs. But the second thing is, there's two methods that people do. The first method is they buy fitness. Now, to buy fitness costs 700 coins every single game. When a game comes out, do you really want to be spending 700 coins every 2 games? Probably not. It's very expensive. I mean, it's completely feasible, but in the first couple of weeks, every single 1k, 2k makes all the difference in your team. Believe me, that I can guarantee you. The second method is what I like to call a fitness team. This might be a very weakened team. So let's say, for example, there's 2 ways people go about it. Either number one is that they either use a team which is match for match. So like they have a 30k main team, a 30k B team. That's what you could have. Or they have, for example, a really good main team, and then you can argue a very subpar, very cheap fitness team. Now, the problem with this is, do you really want to spend, as I said, you guys are busy, do you really want to spend most of your time going into squad battles and sitting there playing with your weak team while your main team regenerates their fitness? Do you really want to go into an important rival game? Don't forget, EA Access, you only have 10 hours. Do you really want to be wasting your time during EA Access playing with a fitness team in rivals or squad battles just so you can get your fitness up? No, you don't want to do that. Exactly. So that's why you want to use the main team. And the third thing is you just want to have the most fun. But let's just get straight into it. I've kind of explained it. That's the kind of logic behind it. But I know you guys are waiting to see how it works. So the idea is, so this is the way I do it. You have 3 strikers. Generally, it's a 4-3-3, generally speaking. You have 3 strikers, very versatile, that can play in each other's positions. What I mean by that is, let's say Rashford, he's a left forward, should I say. If Vardy gets subbed off, let's just say Vardy gets subbed off for a second, Rashford can then play in striker on 7 chem. The idea is all these 3 players, they can either play in their respective position on 10 chemistry, or they can play in striker or right. So for example, Son, he will get 10 chemistry in left forward, 7 in striker, or 7 as right forward. So they're easily able to interchange each other. That's the first thing. The second thing is you want a midfield Ideally, 3 versatile players. When the game comes out, you want 3 midfielders that can do everything. You see what I'm saying? You're still learning the mechanics. You're still learning everything. You want 3 midfielders that can do it. Maybe one a bit more. Maybe like Ndidi's a bit more on the defensive side. But everyone to be, in some respect, overall good players. The defensive line and the fullback and the fullbacks, they're not really important. You just, as long as you have fast players. So the logic is, as I said, you just want to have the key players in the key positions that you can rotate easily. Now, this is the exact same team I use in FIFA 19. Now, ignore players like Sane and Fernandinho. I packed them in the first week, so I got pretty lucky, but I'm not going to use them for example. This is the team I had, and this is the rotational players here on the sub bench. Now, I created this exact team on Footbin to give you a bit more of a visual example. So you see, when the game comes out, this is the team that I had, right? So let's say I spent 50k on my main team, and I spent 10k on the reserves, okay? Now, the idea is, let's say you play a game. Let's say everyone has 99. Let's say you're on early access, you have 10 hours. You play one game of Rivals, you got 99 fitness. Okay, now what? Do you really want to go and buy squad fitness or change teams? No, you don't. You want to maintain consistency, get the best team. So this is why you have to go and buy very cheap players that you can argue you just sub in as placeholders, but they won't change the dynamic of your team. The spine of your team will still remain the same. Now, you want cheap players that are very versatile. The best example I would use is Ake. Ake, he's not the best centre-back, but he's got good pace and he's got decent defensive stats, and he only costs 1k. What you want is, you want one cheap striker, one cheap winger. You can argue 3 centre-mids or 2 centre-mids will do. And then you want one extra centre-back and one extra full-back. Now, presumably you can guess what's happening here, right? Let's say I got 99 fitness. I finished my game, I got 93 fitness. What you want to do is you just want to replace key players. So let's say Rashford has the lowest stamina. I just put Deulofeu on instead of Rashford. Same with centre mid. I know the centre mids, when the game comes out, the centre mids run around a lot the entire game. Let's say they're low on fitness. I'll then put Lerma on, or then I'll put Seri on. You see what I'm saying? So I'm still keeping key players on the pitch, but I'm just rotating some players off the centre back. Let's say Baye and Sanchez both have low. Let's say they both have 93 fitness. Let's say you decide to put Ake on for Baye. And let's say one of the fullbacks, again, same thing with the striker. Van Arnold, you can play in left back in 10 chem or right back in 7 chem. Let's say, for example, Ricardo Pereira's on low fitness. Again, I just take him off, and then I can play the next game. And then it's the same thing again. Let's say next game, I realize Vardy's on low chemistry. I just switched him around. It's essentially the same thing. And maybe I can use King in if I want to on right forward. And same thing with midfield, I might change around. I might put Mkhitaryan on for Herrera. And then centre back, I put Baye instead of Sanchez. And then I put Mendy. You see, the idea is you just keep changing key players of your team in off positions. Like you're keeping one good, strong centre back on and one decent centre back that can do the job. Same with the left back and the right back. They're not really important. You're just replacing a fast left back for right back. Centre mid, you can argue, is a bit more important. But you see, the same consistency is kept the same. The only thing that you should do is the goalkeeper. Now, you can argue I suppose you can say every 3-4 games you might have to buy an individual fitness card, which costs about 150 coins. But I'm sure you'll pack one of those in your starter packs. So you can use that for your goalkeeper. The key is you're basically keeping the team the same. The only thing you're doing is just rotating a few key players here and there. Now, what would be wise is if you could maybe get all your front 3 on 5-star weak foot. Of course, it's not possible to do that, but you do want to look towards that. Again, with the midfield, now, the reason why I chose, for example, Seri. Now, Seri was 10k by the end of October, but I think in the first week he was only about 2k. Ndidi was 1k. King was 1k. Vardy was in my main team. Deulofeu was 700 coins. Mkhitaryan, I got lucky, I packed. Lerma was 1k. Seri was like 2k. Ake was 1k. And Van Arnholt was about 1.5. So as you can see here, the bench alone, max cost 10k. But the most of my money is spent on my main team. And that's kind of the way you want to go into games. And obviously, as you progress into the game, let's say, for example, you're happy with your squad and you like the consistency, you're used to using Son 5-star weak foot, used to having high work rate striker, high low and right forward, etc., etc. Then you can change key players. So let's say, for example, I've now got 30k. I can maybe relegate, for example, Van Arnholt, move him, sell him, put Ricardo Pereira, as in a sense the guy that gets subbed on, and then I put Kyle Walker on. So now I'll have an even better team. So now every other star I'll put Ricardo Pereira on. And basically the key is you keep using this rotational method up until Black Friday. Black Friday is when you can argue you sell your players because the market crashes the week before. But that's the best way to get in some respect, the most fun and to keep the best squad. As I said, no one's got time to buy fitness every game. I mean, no one's got time to play it with the fitness squad or to even spend money on fitness. Don't forget, 2K to be in the game is a lot of money. And I know a lot of you guys are buying early access, and that's what you should be doing. You should be playing squad battles, getting enough for the rewards there, playing enough for the rival rank 1 rewards. That's what you should be doing when the game comes out. But anyway, this is the video. If you have any questions regarding a single rotational squad, please let me know down below. I've been using this for the past, you can almost say 10 years. Ever since FIFA came out, Ultimate Team came out in 2009, I've been doing the same thing. It's very cheap to do. And you see, the main thing is with this team is that even if you don't want to use, let's say for example, after the first week you decide a 4-3-3 is not working for you, the good thing with this formation is the variations of a 4-3-3, so like the 4-3-3-2-1, the 4-3-2-1, sorry, should I say, the 4-3-3 third variation, is that these players, they can easily keep the stamina, and in-game you can change. So if you want to change, for example, to, I don't know, a 4-1-4-1, you can, because the players are quite versatile, you can still put the players, you know what I mean? You can still play them. You can still have Son in striker, or Vardy in striker, and Rashford in a wing, because the strikers, they're versatile. If you want to change to a 4-1-2-1-2, because you want to try, you want to try a 4-1-2-1-2 out, because the midfielders are very versatile, you can move them around however you please. See, this is why it's so good to use this method, because you can also experiment, and you don't have to go and be like, okay, now I have to sell my left winger because he can't play in this position, you see? That's why it's best to go for this approach. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. But for me, that's out. That's me out now. Take it easy, boys. I'll catch you in the next one.